Welcome to News at 10 past 10, and I've got a very, very blocked up nose, and we are online. So, might be coughing and spluttering through this, so bear with us. If anything, it makes my voice sound a little bit more manly. I've also wrapped up a bit as well to keep, try and keep warm, because it's freezing. Anyway, so yeah, hi Alan. No, I'm not back to normal, mate, but nice to see you. We're more normal than we were last week anyway. Hi Alan. Apart from the fact that I've got a really bunged up head full of gunk, so I've got my loo roll, I've got my bin, got my Guinness, and I've got my news. I've also got it freezing in here. Normally it's warm in here, but it's freezing in here. I've not been warm all day though, to be fair. So yeah. Oh. So yeah, just bear with me. I need to blow my nose. Mic audio. Hi DT. The Porter's Wood video at night. Yeah, that was quite fun. I've done another one since, which will be going up tomorrow along the canal. Hi Snato. I'll just update you. I'm not so well. Got me think. No worries. You look after yourself, Calderdale. Always good to see you, mate. So, shall we get on with the news? Talking like that kid out of Malcolm in the Middle, the one in the wheelchair. It's not deliberate, it's literally how I have to talk at the minute. It'll just had a huge bowl of homemade, quite watery to be fair, corned beef hash, so I might fall asleep at some point during this as well. Oh, sorry, I meant to mute the mic for that. I do apologise. Yo, Craig. Hope you're good. So, shall we? I'll do that voice again. Shall we? Crack on. Yeah. Okay then. Right. So we'll start as we normally do with the week's news. We've got some fun stuff. I've not done a lot of the fun stuff. It's just like amusing things that I've seen during the week. We'll do that at the end. And I'm going to rattle through this because again, my voice this time, I was actually thinking I might be a bit better. It turns out I'm not better. Well, better at mentally, but no, I didn't think about me being physically. Having my head like it's about to explode. Chicken noodle soup is good for a cold. It is indeed. I haven't got any though, unfortunately. So I made myself some corned beef hash, and my stomach feels like it's out here. I'm absolutely bursting. Anyway, so Friday the 3rd of October, week 40. One of the dead in the synagogue attack was shot by the police. Another man was also shot by the police, but will recover, although he's still in hospital. The terrorist was on bail on suspicion of rape, and David Lammy rightfully got some heckles. Shame on you. The BBC didn't say on Friday that the terrorist was actually born in Syria. They just called him an English national. Well, that's the BBC for you, isn't it? Someone pointed out that it might be time now for the BBC to stop doing news because it's state broadcaster, and it's, you know, they were very pro-Tories. Now they're very pro-Labour, and they won't show anything that would upset the bolt for Labour. So yeah, no pun intended. P Diddy gets 4 years for various sexual offences. And Dame Patricia Routledge dies aged 96. Famously, Hyacinth Bouquet. Hyacinth Bouquet, Lady of the House. That one. She was a great actress. Pretty sure she was in the Kenny Everett television show as well, back in the day, along with many, many other things. Saturday the 4th of October, again not on the BBC, dozens injured after the pro-Palestinian march, 500 arrested at the pro-Palestine protests in London. Benjamin Netanyahu says hopes to save the last hostages, but there are going to be results, he says. This is on Saturday. Tories say they will leave the ECHR and deport thousands of aliens. Sorry, I went to Trump mode there. What I meant was migrants. Basically, as I wrote in the paper this week, how many reform parties do we need? Labour have nicked reform policies. Tories are nicking reform policies. I mean, don't get me wrong, something needs to be done. But yeah. Meanwhile, Storm Amy batters the UK. Again. Not again. First time for Storm. I told you my head's cabbage. I'm not so well today. Labour increase total. Oh God. What? Oh, increased total control, saying that officers will have greater powers to stop and search, and particularly in riots, protests in some areas. Tory leader Kimi Badenoch says we have a mountain to climb and we must leave the ECHR. ECHR is the Court of European Rights, which is, if you watch GB News or other people, they point out that some of the people who've committed rape, sexual crimes, whatever, who are migrants, cannot be deported for stupid things. One of them being, allegedly, a guy couldn't be deported because he'd miss, or his son would miss, chicken nuggets. So yeah, the ECHR is the, yeah. Oh, what's that? BBC charge up for renewal in 2027 runs out on the 31st of December. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Stato. But yeah, I think the national broadcaster should just stick to entertaining. I've been watching Traitors. I love Traitors. It's brilliant. It's back on again. Second episode tonight. Really, really good show. It's on the BBC. And yeah, I do like it a lot. I'm going to have to mute the microphone again. I'm sorry. Okay, so Monday the 6th, France tried to beat the United Kingdom in the most PMs in the shortest period of time. It turns out that the latest Prime Minister in France has had to resign, which makes it, I think, on a tie now for what the Tories had a couple of years ago for the number of MPs, PMs even, that keep changing. This is all due to the fact that over there it's proportional representation, as it is in Italy, and they never get stable governments, which is why I'm not a big fan of proportional representation. But anyway, we need to do something, don't we? Phone theft in London is at record levels, and most of them, the phones stolen, are sent to China. China. Don't forget, China is not an enemy of the United Kingdom, according to Keir Starmer. Tories say they will abolish business rates for retail and pubs, etc. Who says that this show, this podcast, doesn't make things change? How long have I been saying that we need to make a level playing field? We need to have the business rates abolished for small businesses, pubs, hotels and restaurants, because that's what's killing them. And literally 10 years ago, thereabouts, I was on a motorway bridge thinking of doing the, unbelievable, because of business rates. So yes, business rates need to be sorted out. and being scrapped. The only problem is it's if the Tories get in. But Labour might think, oh, hang on a minute, they're doing that, maybe we should do it as well, or at least reduce business rates, which would be a great help. Jilly Cooper, the author, is dead, aged 88, after a fall at home, and, not reported on the BBC, the first-year doctors vote for strike action over pay and working conditions. It is crazy, DT, about the number of mobile phones stolen in London. I mean, you think how many mobile phones there are. I suppose it's not a huge amount, but that's not really the point. I mean, 8,000 is a huge amount, but in the scheme of things, it's probably not. But yeah, it needs to be smashed. Smash the bikes, that's what I say. Tuesday the 7th, second anniversary in Israel. They hold remembrance. It's not celebrations, is it? But events, silences and speeches and things like that. This is Tuesday. Talks to end the war are ongoing on Tuesday. Apparently the USA will join the talks because they're not talking directly to each other, they're talking through Egypt, Hamas and the IDF. But Trump or his crew are going to get involved and get everyone talking together. So this was the plan for Wednesday. One of Stephen Lawrence's killers admits his part. At a parole meeting, apparently he's due for release. I'm sorry, I don't think people like that should ever be released. Finally, he's admitted that he was involved, but he's not given any more information because he reckons his family and himself will be at risk if he says anything else. And 2 people arrested after the cyber attack on the London nurseries. Wednesday the 8th. It's revealed that the Manchester synagogue attacker rang 999 to claim allegiance to Islamic State. Now, he'd already started the attack at the time, so I don't think the police could really do a lot more than what they did. Which was quickly. It was unfortunate that one of the bullets went through a door and hit 2 people, killing one of them. But I think the police, for once, actually responded quite well. Kemi Badenoch has a leader's speech. She's going to scrap completely stamp duty on homes if she gets in. When I get to the stage of, hang on a minute, you get rid of this, you get rid of that, you're scrapping this, you're scrapping that, where's the money going to come from that all these things actually make? The taxes, the revenue. But if we reduce the reliance on hotels and things like that, it might well work. But they've got to get in. Will they get in? I'm not so sure. Man arrested for allegedly starting the Palisade fires in the United States of America. If you remember those huge fires that we covered last year, or the beginning of this year or sometime. But yeah, I thought I had the cat there, but she's outside. Beginnings of resumption of car manufacturer of JLR, Jaguar Land Rover, after they were hacked. They started to limit doing stuff. And it's yesterday, 1,000 more migrants made it over in the boats. They've now got super boats, super dinghies, which can carry well over 100 people on each of them. That makes it now 35,000 for this year. And if it carries on the way it's carrying on, before the end of the week, we'll have more people who've come over the channel. Remember, we're smashing the gangs, that's what Labour keeps telling us. We'll have had more people come over the channel this year than what we had in the entire of last year, and it went up a lot last year when Labour got in. So yeah, it's going well, isn't it? Well done, guys. Now, I've not written any news for today because, well, it's literally breaking as we speak. So what I'm going to do is go to the photo news, which is where we look at things that make me smile, and there's not been a lot to smile about for the last few weeks, so I thought, no, we've got to do this. It's a bit truncated, again, mainly due to my voice and nose, so I'm sorry if I sound like a Dalek or something similar, but yeah, it's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Just blooming old So, uh, leaked photo of NASA taking sun down for maintenance. And there's a perfectly timed picture there of a tipper truck with the sun perfectly inside the actual tipper part of the tipper truck. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. You're alright, Angela. Just explaining to people I'm not well. I've got a very... I'm alright myself. I've just got a sore throat and I'm very bunged up. So I keep having to mute the microphone. Every light bulb needs cleaning now and then. It's not the flu. I think I'm eating something that's... Right, I'm weird. I know. But if I have any orange, as in oranges, orange drink, any lemons, or any citrus stuff, it reacts with the back of my throat, which then produces mucus, which then gives me a head cold, even though they're meant to be good for you. And I did have some lemon Jaffa cakes the other day. Try them out. I didn't actually press record on them, but I'm not having any more because I think that's what's done me. So yeah, I sound like I've got the lurgy, but like I say, I feel alright myself. Just it's horrible waking up with a damp pillow. Yeah, I'll let you fill in the details on that one. Anyway, let's keep going on the funny stuff or interesting stuff. A marketing company in Japan gives its non-smoking employees 6 extra holiday days to make up for the smoke breaks that smoking employees take. I think it's a brilliant idea. That would help people give up smoking, wouldn't you? Did you know the narrowest part of the Baku City Grand Prix circuit is this many Valtteri Bottas wide, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the narrowest part of the racing calendar for the whole year, and literally it's 4 Valtteri Bottases wide. Very clever picture. I like the way they've done that. Very, very good indeed. I've definitely not got COVID because I don't feel ill. It's just my head and my throat, that's all. I'm not ill. I can still go upstairs 2 at a time, that kind of thing. I can't breathe when I get to the top, but I can still go up 2 at a time, so I'm fine. And it's a lot better than it was earlier on today. I wouldn't have been able to do this if I was doing this at like 2 o'clock this afternoon. So, and I've had a load of corned beef hash, which has really filled me up. And I watched The Traitors, which really cheered me up. So yeah, all good. Now, the British Post Office. They're rubbish, aren't they? I mean, really bad. But in Iceland, I think I might have done this before, but it's still amazing. If you don't know someone's address in Iceland, you can draw a map on the front of the letter, and the postal worker will get it to your destination. So, you don't know where they are, where they live, but you draw a little map, and it actually arrives at the correct house. God. If only we had a service like that. Well, a service actually delivered any letters to the right house, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters actor. A few decades ago we had Johnny Cash, Bob Hope and Steve Jobs. Now we have no Cash, no Hope and no Jobs. Please don't let Kevin Bacon die. Very droll, very droll. Actor Benedict Cumberbatch has revealed that as a child he suffered from crippling constipation. So someone's replied, "No shit, Sherlock." And then someone else has replied, "And he didn't go to see a doctor." Strange. Again, genius. There's a banyan tree in Pakistan that has been chained and officially arrested since 1898. This happened when James Squid, a British officer, thought the tree was moving towards him after drinking alcohol. So he arrested the tree and chained it to the spot so it couldn't move over 100 years ago. Dad joke of the day. Fun fact, koi fish always travel in groups of 4. If attacked, koi A, B and C will scatter, leaving behind the decoy. Think about it. Decoy. Decoy. Hiya Jaden. Yeah, I've had a few people come into the shop, particularly of a certain age, over the last couple of days, and they've said the same thing. They've had one in one arm, one in the other arm, and it absolutely knocked them out for a day or 2. Now these people generally are a lot older, even than me. I know there's not many of them left. Yeah, it has been a weird thing that they're doing. But yeah, welcome as well, by the way, Jaden. Vince the Sign Guy. Some say it's wrong to fill farm animals with helium, but I say whatever floats your goat. Sorry. Oh. Some ancient Egyptians like Prince Kamwaset under Ramesses II engaged in activities akin to modern archaeology by excavating and restoring older structures from previous dynasties, a practice rooted in the conservative cultural appreciation for the past as a source of wisdom and authority. This ancient practice of studying and preserving their own civilization's history demonstrates a form of archaeology within the ancient Egypt itself, preceding the modern field of Egyptology. So the Egyptians, thousands of years ago, were being archaeologists on the Egyptians from thousands of years earlier, and preserving and repairing the things. Nowadays, councillors in Wigan, Bolton, St Helens, where else? Crewe, many other towns around the world are actually destroying the heritage. Formula 1, the only sport I follow, so bear with us. Max Verstappen is the only driver in the history of Formula 1 to secure Grand Slams for 5 consecutive years. Now, a Grand Slam is the pole position, fastest lap, lead every lap, and obviously win the race. And he's done it in 2021, 2022, twice in 2023, 2024 and 2025. And then he went racing in sports cars and won that even in his first race. Van der Veldham. Getting angry at people when we listen to them breathing or eating is called misophobia and is an actual brain disorder. Now, I annoy myself when I eat, which is why I hated the 20 chicken wings bucket challenge, because I couldn't edit it. If you notice, whenever I do a review video of food of any kind, I'll bite into it and then I'll edit it, so you're not even chewing and chomping. And one of my mates said to me once, he was round at my house, and he's like, I really hate noisy eaters, it really does me head in. And then his takeaway arrived, and he was one of the noisiest eaters I've ever heard. So yeah, it does me nothing. Don't like it when people eat noisily, even though I do it myself. Rrr. When you're upset or angry, silently talking to yourself in the third person can help you get control over your emotions. It helps to get you out of your head and makes it easier to view a situation more clearly. Well, Teg, that's a complete and utter waste of time, isn't it? I don't know what you're thinking about there, Teg. Just calm yourself down. I mean, what an utter nonsense that is. Grr and stuff. Let's have a drink. After eating certain foods, chimpanzees fart so loudly that researchers can locate them in the forest by following the fart noises. I mean, you can do that with many humans as well, and I'll put myself up there. Every now and then I let one rip, and it's an absolute beauty. I did one a few months ago now on a Saturday, and it went on for about 10-15 seconds. I couldn't stop it. It was really loud, and everyone in the shop just stopped and stared at me. And I couldn't do anything about it. I thought it was going to be a quiet one. My two Saturday lads absolutely wet themselves laughing as well, which wasn't very good. Sci-fi series UFO. This is Van der Veldham, who is the mother of Benedict Cumberbatch. Iconic brand announced the change of its electric vehicle strategy after demand falls off a cliff. A UK car maker ditches electric cars and goes back to petrol. Bentley. Yeah, they won't be the last to do that. I'm not saying anything though. Some bloke on TV said it would take 9,618,000 fully grown African elephants standing trunk to tail to encompass the Earth at the equator. But according to Wikipedia, there are only about 700,000 elephants left in the wild, So I'm afraid it's just never going to happen. Thank you, Viz. We love that. More than 99% of all the species that have ever lived on Earth are now extinct. So I don't feel bad now about the white rhino. I didn't kill it, but you know. This was funny. Introducing Capaldi. So Lewis Capaldi held an impromptu gig, concert, PA appearance on top of an Aldi supermarket with the word cap written on card in front of it, so it said Capaldi. Again, genius. Careful, Angela. Critics call these suggestions nonsense from a scientific. Critics call these suggestions nonsense from a scientific perspective and deeply offensive to women, because a woke council wants to replace the word women with people with ovaries. But what happens if you've had them took out? Does that mean you're a non-person? Did he sit on the throne? No. That is also true. More than half of the human beings that ever lived are still alive today. There are more people alive now than have ever lived in human history. Because we're all at it like rabbits. Well, I only had one kid, but you know what I mean. The ID card, this is a meme. Now remember, some of these are a few weeks old because I've not done it for a while, obviously with the news of Toff, etc. So the brick card says, congratulations on completing 50 steps. You are now officially fit to work. And there's a woman there in one of them walker frame things, looking very pensive. Yeah, they can just spy on you left, right and centre, which I said about last week. Millions of women facing retirement in poverty. I thought that meant they couldn't buy eggs, but it's a nest egg, isn't it? This is in Australia. Millions of older women in Australia face entering retirement in poverty unless action is taken, a new report warns. While the super ammunition gap has historically been put down to the women having children and accumulating less super, which is the pension, the research commissioned by the Super Members Council found later in life, such as separation with partners, unpaid caregiving or family violence, also behind the shortfall. Lewis Capaldi is related to actor and former Doctor Who, this is from Stato, Peter Capaldi. Peter is Lewis's dad's second cousin, making them second cousins once removed. I have absolutely no idea what that means because there's just a very small family in my family. But yeah, sounds about right. I have heard that before or something similar, so yeah, we'll go with that. Keir Starmer will use his conference speech, obviously this is a couple of weeks ago, to say he will rebuild Britain into a new country, a fairer country, a land of dignity and respect, everyone seen, everyone valued, with diversity and inclusion in every single town. Yeah. Don't trust that man as far as I can spit. Bruce Forsyth's ghost is haunting theatre, saying nice to see you nice. His ashes were laid under the stage of the Palladium, I think it is. And yeah, apparently he's now haunting the Palladium, and they can hear hushed voice saying, nice to see you nice. Keir Starmer has got, well, Keir Starmer's just annoying, let's be honest. Oh, hang on a minute. You can have a look at this while I do this. So, if Home Alone happened today, Mum, Dad, Mum, hello, I'm home alone. Mum replies on the text, Kevin, I'm so sorry, we've just boarded, but I'll get off the plane and come right home. The end. Which is, yeah, definitely what would have happened. Never figured out how they actually got on the plane with one kid missing, but anyway, let's not worry about it. This is from, well, it's not Little Britain, is it? It's the one they did after Little Britain. So the guy's being asked, what is your chosen faith? And then he replies, I would have to say, I think George Michael's version probably still is the best. I disagree. I like Robbie Williams' version better. But there you go. Meanwhile, Sir David Attenborough has travelled the globe making wildlife films, but to mark his century, the world's most famous naturalist, not naturist, has turned his attention closer to home. So he's doing 2 projects to celebrate his 100th birthday. What a man. Yeah. Ever notice how dogs are only born male and female? And cutting their balls off doesn't make them female. And then someone's replied, Jeffree Star is a horrible, transphobic white man. Unfollowed. Oh, brilliant. 2017, still 10 years ago. Bloody hell. That's gone round quick. War of the Words. Today marks, when this was printed, the 31st anniversary of the death of Sir Douglas Bader, and I couldn't let it pass without this story about the RAF hero. He was giving a talk to an upmarket girls' school about his time as a pilot in the Second World War. So there were too many of the fuckers behind me, 3 fuckers to my right and another fucker to the left, he told the audience. Their mistress went pale and interjected, Ladies, the fucker was a German aircraft. Sir Douglas replied, That may be, madam, but these fuckers were in Messerschmitts. Oh, I'm sorry like that. It just makes me laugh. And director as well, Stato. Richard Attenborough did a lot of directing. He was in, wasn't he in the first Jurassic World, as Jurassic Park as well, I think he was. Sci-fi movies. Some are set in the future. Well, they're all set in the future usually, but some of the futures we've already passed. We've already passed them. But others were way off. So, I don't know how clear you can see that. Probably not very clearly at all. So let's make it bigger for me so I can read them out for you. So The Clockwork Orange was set in the future, which was 1995. Escape from New York was 1997. 2001. 2001, who knew? Free Jack, 2009. Postman, 2013. Robocop, 2015, one of my favourite films. Back to the Future 2, 2015, that's 10 years ago. The Running Man, 2017. Rollerball, 2018. Blade Runner, 2019. Soylent Green, 2022, and then that's us now. So the next one is Children of Men, 2027. 12 Monkeys, 28. Demolition Man, 32. Well, heading towards that. If you've ever seen Demolition Man, if you swear or say something the government don't like, you either get arrested or you get fined on the spot. Of course, they'll be able to use the ID app for that. So if you say something that they don't like, you'll just get fined or your money stopped or whatever. V for Vendetta, 2038. Event Horizon, 2047. Minority Report, 2054. Total Recall, one of my favourite films, I don't watch many, 2084. AI, 2101. Alien, 2122. The Black Hole, 2130. Sleeper, 2173. The Matrix, 2199. Forbidden Planet, 2220. The Fifth Element, 2263. Zordos, 2293. Star Trek, the first series, 2387. Logan's Run, 2500. Yeah, 2,500. Year 2,500, 2,500. Logan's Run being where we're heading with this assisted suicide. So we're on course to be in Logan's Run by the 500 years. I don't think we have to worry about that particularly, but there you go. Idiosyncrasy, 2025. Barbarella is off the scale, as is Planet of the Apes and Jude. They are so far over, it is unbelievable. So there you go then. So we're in between Soylent Green and Children of Men. I've seen neither. Well, there you go. Miracle of 34. Yeah, it was Santa Claus, wasn't it? Miracle of 34th Street. Interesting. Have you ever wanted to enter a competition? And it always says, seek Bill Payer's permission first. There's a guy called Bill Payer. Bill, my name's Pete. I want to enter a competition on ITV's this morning, but it says I need to ask your permission first. He's replied, Bill Payer, if you're over 18, mate, go for it. With the cross fingers, he must get thousands of them. Oh, that must be so boring. And even more now we've just highlighted that he exists. Wigan Council by-election last week before? No, last week. It was actually happening this time last week, or it was just finished. Turnout 30.9%, which is very good. Labour got 970, the Lib Dems got 109, Independent got 196, Conservatives got 151, Reform got 1,391, and Green got 130. So Reform were elected. ID cards were abolished in the UK in 1952 under the system that had been in place since World War II under the National Registrations Act 1939. Yeah, it was all to do with rationing and stuff like that, wasn't it? If I remember rightly, I don't remember rightly. This bridge was designed to have shadows that reflect the pianists who work nearby. A very similar theme was also used here. So this is Westminster Bridge near Westminster, and they do look like cocks and balls. So yeah, very similar to what the people are who work there. Yeah. Spencer Eldon, who, the baby from Nirvana's Nevermind cover, just lost his lawsuit against the band again. Eldon accused the group of distributing child pornography. The court disagreed, ruled that the image doesn't meet that definition, comparing it instead to a family photo of a naked baby at bath time. Judge Fernando Oiglin of the US District Court wrote, aside from the fact that the plaintiff was naked on the album cover, nothing about the image comes close to child pornography, which is true. And also, he's been around the world, being the baby on the Nevermind album. So you can't have your cake and eat it as well. Not sure yet, Alan. If you play radio static, cut a ping pong ball in half, take the halves over your eyes and lie down, you'll start hallucinating. I think if you do all that, you're already hallucinating or you've already lost your mind. Anyway. A 13-year-old boy in Florida was once arrested for excessive farting in school. Yep. Good job they didn't go to the chimpanzee park, isn't it? I tried donating blood. Never again. Too many stupid questions. Whose blood is it? Where'd you get it from? Why is it in a bucket? Genius. Absolute genius. Love it. Again, this is going back to Formula 1 and the obvious rivalry that's developing now between the two McLaren drivers. And Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri celebrated McLaren's win in the Constructors' Championship. And they've been put in, it's two toddlers really, but they've been put inside one t-shirt called the Get Along t-shirt. They're both crying and screaming. It's hilarious. You have to see it to believe it. Gaviscon peppermint liquid. It's like a fireman came in your mouth. Excuse me, what? Don't think they really thought that one through, did they? But never mind. This, if you're a driver of a car, petrol car, this means a lot to you. Scariest pumpkins ever. And basically, they are the symbols of engine faults, oil, too hot, battery low. Absolute horror. There's a South Korean burger bar I follow on Insta just because their slogan always makes me laugh. And this is Billy and Box Official. We believe that other burgers are shit, it says on the box. I'd have to go to Korea to just see if theirs are not. This is horrific. If you're of a squeamish disposition, Look away now. The Paddington Bear producers have sued Spitting Image over its foul-mouthed parody of television's favourite bear. Paddington producers are suing Spitting Image over the foul-mouthed parody, and it's an ugly MF as well. But to be fair, as we saw a few weeks ago, the first bungle from Rainbow was as scary as that. Arizona psychic hit by car says he never saw it coming. Not very good at his job then, is he? PlayStation will start to shut down services and support on the PlayStation 4 in 2026. Starting January 2026, PlayStation Plus will no longer regularly include PS4 games. By spring 26, certain PS4 online services for new titles will be shutting down, and even major games like Gurnish Impact are ending PS4 support. A full PS4 network shutdown is scheduled for April the 2nd, 2026. Gaviscon was first introduced in the UK in the 1970s as a chewable chocolate granular product. It was launched by Swedish radiologist Dr. Stig Blomqvist. Oh no, Stig Sandmark. If you ate too much of it, it left a skid mark. Thank you. No, okay then. Cute cats. Cute cats. Cute cats. I need to blow my nose. So you read that while I blow my nose. I need to blow my nose. Again. That's better. I can nearly breathe again. So this says, you never really know who people are. A dentist down the street was just busted for drug dealing. I've been going to him for 12 years. I had no idea he was a dentist. Love it. More cats. After birth, how long does it take for the eyes to open? Cows immediately, goats 2 hours, cats 7 days, dogs 10 days, humans after marriage. How true is that? Just cute pictures of cats with stuff on. Math is hard. 15 plus 15 is 30, but 16 plus 16 is 32. Think about it. Obeying signs can be time consuming. Draw a bridge ahead. There's a guy there doing a sketch of the bridge. Brilliant. It's always, when you see medical tablets, things like that, it says always read the label. What, for the rest of your life? And you just have to have a book of them, you just go through them all the time. Always read the label. Yeah. Student drop-off point to sign in America, right next to a storm drain. And someone's put the tagline on it. Nice try, Pennywise. If you've ever seen the film It, that's where Pennywise lives. Now, normally I do this, but because I'm not well, I'm doing the opposite. I'm wearing layers in bed. But I've known this for years. Studies show that sleeping naked can boost your metabolism, improve sleep quality, and even benefit your skin. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I've got terrible skin. Going to bed without clothes isn't just about feeling free. There's a real science behind it. Research shows that sleeping in the nude stimulates the production of brown fat, a special type of body fat that burns calories to generate heat and keep your core temperature stable. That means a faster metabolism and better overall health. I mean, yeah. Cooler nighttime temperatures also make it easier to fall asleep and help your body stay in deeper, more restorative sleep cycles. Label for tablets is bigger than Foreign Films leaflet. You're very right there, DT. But yeah, I've always slept naked. Although recently, to be fair, now I've got this cold or whatever it is, I've been wearing like house pants. I don't wear a t-shirt, but I've been wearing house pants. But now I'm ill, I'll be wearing my ABC. Let me see that, my ABC sweatshirt that I got from the fan club when I joined the ABC fan club. Only fan club I joined. because of Trevor Horn mainly, in the 1980s, and it still fits me. Just so yeah. I think Toff would appreciate this. I have never worn anything bed since I was a kid. No, me neither. Yeah, I'm saying. Crematorium gets a defibrillator. And the Optimist of the Year award goes to... oh. I'll be alright. I'm a lot better than I was. British tits. You've got the bearded tit, the willow tit, the great tit, the blue tit, the cold tit, the crested tit, the marsh tit, and the colossal tit, which looks remarkably like Keir Starmer. The colossal tit. Who knew? Anyway, that brings us to the breaking news. Motor diesel versus EV review. Why our all-electric family is returning to ICE. What's ICE? Lloyds and HSBC are struggling, so the FTSE 100 falls from record highs. The Alchemist is bar changes to shut down. Face mask rules introduced in some hospitals as COVID cases rise. Dolly Parton addresses health concerns in new video. I ain't dead yet. Americans slam UK's McDonald's for healthier menu. US Senate blocks debate on ending military action against Venezuelan vessels. Starmer enters parallel universe as red carpet rolled out in India amid a trade deal with India. Now Keir Starmer wants digital ID cards to be expanded to cover Britain's everyday lives. Total control. Don't go for it. UK government confirms massive changes to benefit payments. Former BBC DJ Tim Westwood charged with 4 counts of rape and other sexual charges. Westwood. Gaza ceasefire plan live. Trump says nobody's going to be forced to leave as the territory is rebuilt. Yeah, right. Madeleine McCann's sister tells the trial of woman claiming to be the missing sibling. I always knew she wasn't Madeleine. They were literally toddlers when Madeleine went disappear, because Madeleine was only 3, wasn't she? Former GP admits further murder attempt on mother's partner using poisoned wine. Jeremy Clarkson forced to cull beloved diddly squat cow after a TB outbreak. Starmer says Gaza deal would have happened without Trump ahead of the Nobel Peace Prize announcement. One thing I'd say about this is you've got one bargaining tool. I'm not supporting Hamas in any way, shape or form, but you've got one bargaining tool, and that is you got the hostages. And Israel still know what they've done, even with the hostages. So you give the hostages up, you've got nothing left to bargain with. So I'm not convinced that this is all what it seems to be. I think Trump wants to rebuild Gaza as a holiday resort and get rid of everyone. I think we're just being gaslighted at the moment. Office manager makes extra £500 a month as reseller. Blackburn Mosque inside former pub to be demolished. Elon Musk Starlink satellites are falling to Earth at an alarming rate. That was 7 minutes ago. Landlords brand Starmer's late nights, pub plan a waste of time. Yeah, business rates, gotta be business rates. For once, Kevin Bednock's got something right. Do not warning issued as ladybirds invade UK homes in October. I've got spiders everywhere at the minute. Singing, dancing and stiff upper lip is Starmer's Bollywood plan on what the world has been waiting for. Ten Charing Cross police officers face fast-track misconduct hearing in weeks. That was after the BBC, was it BBC? Did a programme on it. And we made first contact with a village, somewhere where we shouldn't be. So... Stephen O'Neill, Stato. Surveys in the UK show that roughly 1 in 5 to 1/3 of people sleep naked, with recent data indicating about 20 to 21% of Brits prefer sleeping in the nude. And that's the naked truth. Very good. If you have any whiskey in the house and any lemonade, eat them gently, drink them a bit. I can't have lemonade. Can't have lemonade. Can't have lemon. Alan, I hate whiskey. I haven't got whiskey in anyway. I'm not a big fan. Manufacturer sales of whiskey produced in the United Kingdom reached £5.1 billion in 2023, an all-time record. So there you go then. That is the news this week. We've had seven lights and stuff. Oh, I need to go back in order to go back to that. So yeah, that is it. We'll have a quick look at top fans. So Alan Barton, number 1, 75. Angela, number 2, 75. Stephen, number 3, Stato, was 75. Danny LT, DT, 75 as well. Top Cat got 50 XP. Craig Meadow got 25. And Jay and Kai. I said Jaden, didn't I? It's not Jaden, it's Jay and Kai. Sorry, Jaden. Jayan. I'm ill. Can't read properly. So a big shout out to Alan Barton, Calderdale, Top Cat, DT, Stato, Craig Meadow, Jay and Kai. I think that is it. There are 26 types of ladybirds in the UK. There are indeed. I saw some that were swarming around a window, and there was about 7 different ones there. It's quite impressively. Sorry, I was driving the news, but was listening. Yeah, sorry about my voice and everything. I'll be hopefully back to normal by tomorrow. Early night, wrap up warm, and yeah, that'd be nice. Well, you're going to do Lego streams. Oh, don't ask me, Angela. I've had them for over a year and I've still not done them. So, yeah. So, yeah, that is it. So, thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are, or listening as well. And all being well, I will see you again next time. And how much of a drink have I? I need to keep hydrated. It's a time difference, Craig. Don't worry about it. You'll be nicely tucked up in a hotel room soon. No, I touched it. I touched that horse. I give it a little stroke, just to let it know I was friendly. Oh God, no. Not if I'm driving. I say it's just in my head. Other than that, I'm fine. Anyway, thank you for your concerns, as well as over recent weeks as well. It's appreciated. All being well, I will see you again next time. So I will be seeing you until next time. Bye.